Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today's video, I am really excited to film because these are my thoughts, opinions, what I liked, what I didn't like, everything about the new Teen Wolf movie. This is going to be a review, of course, with spoilers, so do not get surprised. To be fair, I have watched the Teen Wolf movie the day it premieres, so the 27th or 28th of January. But I waited a bit to film because I wanted to see more reviews and I wanted to see if I'm the problem or if generally there was something about this movie that didn't work. Overall, just to give you my first rating, maybe throughout this video, since I'm talking about it, it will change. But my first rating of the movie would be a solid like 4 or 5 out of 10 because I think, and me and my friend discussed it, I think it works from a nostalgic point of view because they bring a lot of, almost every single one of the old characters. They just do not bring like, I will just start with like, one of the things in the movie that I missed a lot was Dylan O'Brien. When I watched it, like, I think for me, the main thing about Teen Wolf was definitely the plot. But one of the main parts of the plot for me was Styles because he represented like humans in general. And how the heck did he survive throughout 6 seasons? I have absolutely no freaking clue. But for me, he was like a colossal part of Teen Wolf. And I think it was because of schedule conflicts and everything that he did not participate. For me personally, I think he saw the script and he was like, yeah, this does not work. Because there are many things in the script that if you consider, of course, from a point of view where you're watching Teen Wolf, so you know the script's going to be a bit childish, it's going to be a lot of fun. I have to give to them that this is the exact same writing we would get if we were watching the show. But the first aspect I want to bring up is I do not know if the 2 hours worked. For me, watching 2 hours movies, I think nowadays is more usual. I think nowadays any movie has 2 hours. I would wish they had done like a bit of Gilmore Girls style, like do 4 episodes, like each one an hour, if it was needed, just in order for, in these 2 hours, there were so many slow moments. But now looking back, there was also like rushed things. I did not like that. I think the beginning of the movie was incredibly slow. And throughout the movie, there would be like scenes that for me wouldn't work. So that was the first thing. Then I think like I will tell this. I haven't heard anyone talk about this in any of the reviews I saw, but how the heck does Derek's son Eli, which is one of the few new introduced characters, which I will give to you, he was the only character in the full movie from whom I was able to create empathy. I don't know if it was because I already knew the characters or just simply because, but Eli, he was the only character with whom I felt more empathy, I would say. I felt empathy, of course, with Derek, but I love Derek. But going back to it, he's 15, okay? He's 15, that's clarified. In the beginning of the movie, Derek says, someone says, it's been 15 years since Allison's appeared. How the heck has been 15 years since Allison died and Derek's son is 15? After Allison died, we had at least 3 seasons of the show. So explain to me how in those 3 seasons, this child had never been mentioned. That makes, like, until now, I think about the full movie just does make me so, like, irritated in a sense, like, I need an answer. I need to know, did throughout the show, Derek already had a kid? Were the 15 years they said not right? I just need to know. Another thing about the movie that I will say, the story, it isn't bad. Do I like it? No. For me, did not make any sense because many things. But it's not the story doesn't make sense, but now after 6 seasons, after 3 seasons with Allison dead, they decide that Allison is in the limbo and that she's coming back. They went and picked up the villain from 3rd season and brought it back because for me, what they picked up was from the 3rd season. So we have, of course, Malia, which is further from the 3rd season. I just, like, I don't understand what was the need of bringing, I understand Allison's a really loved character. I personally do not love her, but I understand that. I understand her relationship with Scott. I think besides Scott had relationships after that, like that's the one I think they deserve a second chance. But it didn't make sense for them to bring her back. Like Teen Wolf is not the show where people die and they come back. This is not Teen Wolf. This is the originals. This is Jane the Virgin. This is Dynasty. It's not Teen Wolf. For me, it didn't make any sense. I don't know why they picked up this line. At the same time, I understand, because I do not see how. The friend who I was watching with, we were commenting the ending of the 6th season of Teen Wolf was so neutral, which is a blessing in disguise, but it was so neutral that you did not need anything else. They had a reunion like 2020, and it was so perfect because it was them talking. I think that this ending that they created now, like this movie, for me, it doesn't have any impact on the history. Like, this is not the ending I'm going to remember. But I don't know if their point was for people to pick this and add to the story. For me, it's an independent thing. If you watch it or if you don't watch it, I'm glad I watched it because I know myself and I know I had in my head to watch it. But at the same time, if I hadn't watched it, I think I wouldn't have. Like, my ending of Teen Wolf isn't changing. Okay, but let's see things that I liked. To be fair, I like that the effects improved, but they did not improve a lot, which is also a shame. They could have improved better. They could be better. I like that they brought most of the characters back. One thing I thought it was commented in the beginning when they started production was the actress that portrayed Kira, she was supposed to be in the movie. And due to the fact that she wouldn't be paid the same quantity as the other 3 female characters, lead characters, she said no, which go off Queen, because it's not fair that she would be paid less for the same job. And for that, this is another thing I don't like. Like, they, instead of trying to negotiate with her and try to, make her be in the movie, what's their solution after she said no? They create an exactly same character, about whom we don't have many information, because they had the script, they needed the actress, and they go to pick up someone who looks really like her, and they just decide to, let's not give this person any story, let's just give her the same characteristics as Kira, and she'll come and she'll help. Where does this make sense? I don't know. I think for me, that was one of the negative things about the movie was, first things first, that they wouldn't pay the same for the same job, and then they would replace. They could, I understand, they wouldn't want to change the story, but I think bad decisions were made, to be fair. Continuing, things that I like. I like the fact that even though Styles wasn't there, he was mentioned, the Jeep was mentioned, and he was mentioned in general. I don't think they gave any explanation. They gave the explanation, of course, this might be one of the few emotional moments I had in the movie, but when Lydia tells that she and Styles separated because she was always having a dream where they would have an accident and he would die, and that they broke up because of that. But that's one of the things, I think that was the only answer we had regarding Styles, and that he was working. I think for me, I would rather that they saying, for example, we don't want to bring him back because the villain from the first season really had a connection with Styles. And I would like them to say that instead of giving these reasons that aren't really reasons. But I like that they mention him from time to time, and I think in a way they make us acknowledge if Styles were there, he would help. I was really happy that Styles' dad shows up still, and that most of the characters showed up. I feel like that was really nice. Like I said, one of the main reasons why I would consider I liked the movie, or I personally liked it, was the nostalgia that brings you, because the characters keep the same essence and everything, and I feel like that was really nice. One of my absolute favorite things to see was Derek's relationship with his son. I think that was so awesome, because for me it worked, and it showed how much Derek improved. I always liked him. But one thing, and this is maybe the major spoiler of the movie, but as I said, this video has spoilers. Derek's death, I understand the meaning of it. Now Scott will raise Derek's son, and he did that to protect people, and I think that was nice. I don't know, I don't approve that death, but I think the fact that he was contrary to what happened to him in Teen Wolf, where his family also died burned, one coincidence, but he knows that his son will have someone to take care of him. And at the time of him, he didn't have anyone to take care of him. So I think that's something I really appreciated. And I just don't approve it. I like the fact that in the end, also, his eyes turn red, which means he's the real alpha. But yeah, overall, regarding Derek and what happens with him, I don't have many words, as you guys can see. I think I had read that someone would die, but I don't know why I didn't think it was Derek. I feel like throughout the show he had so many shots to die, and he dies in the movie. So, but yeah. Oh, I just love when like Scott is making this full speech at his funeral, like his elegy, like we were brothers and Eli now, like, you know. And they cut the speech to take us to a conversation between Eli and Sheriff Stilinski, and I really like that because I wasn't digging Scott's speech at all, so I really like that. Yeah, I'm trying to remember more things about the movie. I think I found it funny when Malia and Scott met again, like the awkwardness. I'm not a big fan of Malia, but I found that kind of cute, I would say. I'm happy that Allison's dad and Scott's mom are still together. But now that I'm thinking, Scott and Allison are also together, so I don't know how those family dinners will work. One thing I would like to point out as something I would have rather happen, I am not a big fan of Allison coming back to life because I don't know, I'm not a big fan of that because like I said, there are other shows who do that a lot, but Teen Wolf isn't one of them. But I would have rather if she was like possessed by evil and then she would die because she was evil, or that her, like, I just don't like the solution they gave it. I like the fact that they were able to save her this time, but at the cost of Derek, I do not love that. I don't have many thoughts about the movie. I have many thoughts, but I think I need to watch the movie one more time at least. And I just believe, I'm a firm believer that when a show is picked up many years later, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. And the way that they picked up from a certain point on the show, not from the ending, I didn't particularly love that. I think for me personally, that didn't work because it seemed like all the 3 seasons afterwards, they are not going and picking up where they actually left. I'm really confused about my thoughts actually. I don't know if this video will be good or not because it's really confusing because I was excited to see it because I love the show. But at the same time, I wasn't that excited because I knew that it would probably not be as good as I would like it to be. And that feeling is quite tricky because it's kind of like it will never meet the expectations. Okay, I hope you guys liked this video. If you liked, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And I'm sorry if the lighting changed throughout the video, but it's because I'm filming with natural lighting. But I hope you guys like this. I hope you guys subscribe to the channel. Comment down below your thoughts about the movie. You can also DM me on Instagram if you prefer. And yeah, I'll see you guys next video. And yeah, bye-bye. And don't forget to treat people with kindness. And if you haven't watched the movie, you can watch it on Paramount Plus. I don't know in which countries it is available. It's available in Italy, but until now the movie isn't there, so I do not understand that. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.